Our focus this evening for the full-fledged Pongal in Tamil Nadu, which turns to be political tomorrow and day after. What's the next political twist in the state heading for the polls? But before we head to all that, we believe some bit of breaking news that's coming in. The CBI has sent a twist to what next for Vijay after Pongal. News breaking here that Vijay has been summoned again by the CBI on the 19th of January. Remember, he has been questioned by the CBI in the Karur Stampede case. He was questioned for nearly 7 hours yesterday, and now he'll be called again on the 19th of January. Actor Vijay landed back in Chennai earlier in the day after being grilled by the CBI yesterday, and even as his TVK remains subdued, even muted, some would argue, in its political response to the CBFC holding back the release of Vijay's last film, Jana Nayagan, Rahul Gandhi today came out backing the actor and stating that the CBFC has been weaponized by the centre to target Vijay. Rahul's post on X, in which he wrote, and I quote, "The INB ministry's attempt to block Jana Nayagan is an attack on Tamil culture. Mr. Modi, you will never succeed in suppressing the voice of the Tamil people." Interestingly, the Jana Nayagan issue plays out even as a Youth Congress leader, Arun Kumar in Tamil Nadu, demanded a ban on Parasakthi, the DMK-backed film that's running at the box office, citing factually incorrect representation of the Congress and its leaders during the anti-Hindi agitation of the 1960s. Sections in Tamil Nadu Congress have been privately raising questions over the depiction in the film of the Congress party at that time. All this at a time when the Congress, remember, is driving a hard bargain with the DMK for more seats than the 25 that it got in 2021, and even issuing open statements from some leaders demanding a clear share of power if the alliance comes to power in Tamil Nadu. The sense is the Congress wants at least 40 seats, and it may be tough for the DMK to part with that kind of a number. Against this backdrop, big political questions this evening. Why is Rahul Gandhi taking the lead on Jana Nayagan, and why is Vijay silent on it? Why is the Congress unenthused by Parasakthi? Is TVK changing power equations in Tamil Nadu, and is the BJP attempting to coerce the TVK into the NDA? Does Parasakthi actually distort facts? We'll pose all of them to a super panel this evening, but first, listening to the TVK, Congress and the DMK.
Joining us now, Mr. Arun Bhaskar. Thank you very much for your time. What are your key objections?
See, Parasakthi movie, in the name of filmmaking, they have deliberately distorted the historical facts. The main 4 points would be, there are 4 scenes. One is, in 1965, Congress government has never officially announced that Hindi must be the only language that is mandatory in all post offices across India. They have shown such a scene just to malign our party. Then, there are 2 scenes where our leader and Iron Lady, Indira Gandhi, has been shown. In which, one particular scene, Mr. Sivakarthikeyan goes to Delhi and protest and confronts Indira Gandhi, madam, and he is shown as speaking with Indira Gandhi, madam. After his departure, there are certain dialogues which shows Indira Gandhi, madam, in a negative manner. And apart from that, they have gone to the next extent that on 12th February 1965, they have shown that Indira Gandhi, madam, is in Coimbatore. But on particular day, Indira madam was not in Coimbatore at all. They have completely distorted the facts. And they went to an extreme extent that in front of Indira Gandhi, madam, in the railway station, there is a fight between the Sivakarthikeyan and actor Jem Ravi, and there is a train catching in fire, landing in front of Indira Gandhi, madam. This is utter nonsense.
It's a film. They also have given a disclaimer that this is not history. Are you saying too much?
No. They have said this is fiction inspired by real events. Supreme Court has always insisted that a reasonable viewer test, which means in a particular timelines, when you are involving real life characters, leaders, you should not distort the history and create your own history and fix in the timelines.
Yeah, we thank all the people and all the leaders who were supported for the release of the movie. And definitely this is the last movie of our leader. Sentimentally, and all our party cadres and including all the people of Tamil Nadu and the whole of our leaders fans wanted this movie to be released peacefully. And definitely we wanted this to happen very peacefully. And this is pending at the court. We'll come to the press. Let me complete. See, we'll come to the press and do explanation once the release is done. Until then, we wanted this to be happening.
Nehru had promised in the House that Hindi will not be imposed as long as the non-Hindi speaking states prefer. We respect Hindi. We have praised Nehru for that assurance. Everything, this is specifically in that year, there was a strong, after Nehru's death, there was a strong move that the Hindi will be made a national language. So we fought against it. And that is what they have picturized. That is not against today's Congress. Because Congress did not impose Hindi. They were in power until 1976.
History finding relevance in today's politics. So what's the political twist this Pongal? What's cooking in Tamil Nadu? We'll have two full political and cinematic panels up ahead on the show this evening. But first, joining us, senior journalist R.K. Radhakrishnan and Narayan Tirupati here with me. But first, let me start with Congress spokesperson Mohan Kumaramangalam. Good evening, Mohan. You have Rahul Gandhi backing Jana Nayagan and some sections of the Congress demanding a ban and criticizing the DMK-backed Parasakthi. What's cooking in the Congress? Is the Congress planning a political twist this Pongal?
No, I don't think this has anything to do with the alliance, really. The young colleague of mine from the Youth Congress who's put out a statement on Parasakthi has merely pointed out the historical inaccuracies that have been depicted in the movie and has rightly asked for them to be removed. I wouldn't go so far as to say we should ban any movie. I'm not in favor of that. But given this recent past history where we've seen many people continue to try and rewrite history and paint it in sort of build a false narrative against what happened in the past, I think it's very important that anybody who makes a movie and decides to call it some sort of retelling of history stays very true to what actually happened. And these inaccuracies should be removed at the earliest. He's called for that and I completely support that call. I don't think Rahul Gandhi actually, I think you said something to the extent of supported Jana Nayagan. He supported Jana Nayagan's fight against the censor board in courts, because I think you'll agree how bizarre it was that first they were given an almost instant approval, after which, based on some complaint, they were going to be sent to a revision board. I think if you know Tamil Nadu, you know how important a Pongal release is for a movie. And in the absurd circumstances in which it was then pushed into a revision board, the producer went to court, got a judgment in his favor, only for the censor board to run to the judge, to the courts again and get a stay on it. I don't think any organ of government moves so fast as this particular one did. Clearly, there's some interest, some agenda here. There's a censor board is pursuing. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi has done what he always has, which is spoke out against the abuse of institutions and the degradation of our democracy via the degradation of these institutions that is being done in the BJP regime.
Having said that, the question being raised as Congress leaders, Mohan, openly assert demand for share of power in the state and also demand more seats than what your party got in 2021. The question is the Congress-DMK alliance, which has lasted the last 2 decades, under threat, or is it too firm to give way?
I think it's an extremely firm one to break, without a doubt. If there's an alliance that has lasted all the way since 2004, which is like 22 years, it's not going to be easy to step out of that alliance, without a doubt. But at the same time, I would say that many congressmen, including myself, are looking for a change in the arrangement in the alliance, which is we're asking definitely more vocally about a share of power. So if we were to come to power, and we want to have that discussion up front, instead of it being a give and take where we, let's say, for example, may try to contest more than required so that we force ourselves into power. That isn't a smart thing to do at all. We should all contest the number of seats where we have the highest likelihood to win, without a doubt. But that should not limit us from sharing power when we come to government. We've spent the last 5 years as a party in Tamil Nadu in a form of limbo, if you will, which is neither are we actually an opposition force nor are we part of government. And no political party can actually survive in limbo for too long, which is why we're saying that if we're going to go back and fight this election together, then we should do it on terms where we're clear that we will
Mohan,
form
before I
government
let you
together.
go, even as you assert that, that point that you're just making, the question is, has the TVK broken that bipolar Tamil Nadu contest? In a sense, so far, Congress and other smaller parties were entirely dependent on the DMK and the AIDMK. Has the TVK changed that power equation, and does that give you more bargaining power in the state this time?
I think only time will tell if during the election the TVK actually ends up playing that role. But if I go by whatever I hear the soothsayers or psephologists say, if the TVK indeed is a strong third front, then in any three-cornered fight, anybody with even a small margin to contribute to victory becomes all the more important. So in that sense, I agree with you. A three-cornered fight would make every single smaller contributor to the whole that much more important, and that certainly in any negotiation would give a smaller party leverage like us.
Thanks very much. That's an honest admission on your part, of course, putting the facts as they are as far as Tamil Nadu's political reality is concerned. Thanks very much there, Mohan Kumar Mangalam. Let me go across to R.K. Radhakrishnan. R.K., you heard Mohan Kumar Mangalam there saying that, look, obviously the power equations in Tamil Nadu have changed with the presence of the TVK if it is a three-cornered fight. You see Rahul Gandhi backing, taking on the center over the CBFC issue as far as Jana Nayagan is concerned. TVK is silent. What do you make of all this before I go to Narayan Tirupati?
Yeah, thank you, Veera, for the question, and good evening, Narayan Tirupati, Veera, and everybody else. Very interesting times, Veera. I mean, for the first time, we have the huge blockbuster movies. One, of course, comes from Dawn Pictures, which is a new thing, but then it is Inbanidis, which is Udayanidis, right? So, a huge banner. Parasakthi, uncertainty over if it will release or not. And the second one, of course, Jana Nayagan, the producers say 500 crores, I'd put it at around 300 crores. See, huge, big budget movies being at the center of this so-called controversy over depiction of X, Y, or Z. Now, obviously, there is a historical context to this and all of that. So, obviously, all of this will be debated. But never in the past has the censor board been the one to spoil this, scene, muddy the scene in Tamil Nadu at all. Having said that, obviously, that becomes a reflection on the central government as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. And that is where the problem actually lies. Both the DMK and ADMK and every single political party, barring, of course, Vijay and TVK. I suspect Vijay and TVK are not talking up because they desperately want the movie to release. They think that the movie will be the forum through which they will communicate to the masses. As, Ramesh Seturaman said on a show the other day, people go to a political rally and political parties pay to get people onto their rallies. Now here, you buy a ticket and go to the cinema and listen to propaganda. That was Vijay's victory, or rather, that would have been Vijay's victory. Now that has been impeded. The second thing, Vijay is still in Delhi. I think probably he's come back today. But then again, the CBI inquiry and all of that. So there is this cornering of Vijay, cornering of TVK going on. They don't want to talk till such time that the movie is released. This is completely political. Okay. The other side also is political. The objection that the Congress or getting one of the vice presidents to talk, that also appears to be political for the simple reason that the DMK-Congress relationship hasn't been what it used to be because of the fact that 2 Rajya Sabha seats that the Congress was promised was not given to the Congress.
All right, you are making that interesting aspect of the DMK Congress equation. I'll come to that, but Narayan Tirupati, the insinuation is that the BJP is holding Jana Nayagan hostage to put pressure on Vijay. But to what extent? What do you want from the TVK?
This is very laughable that, Viraghav, all of you, including you, Mr. Radhakrishnan, senior people like Radhakrishnan, everyone talking that it is politics. And some I understand political parties will always say that these kind of things are politics. But I'm really surprised that even the media, yesterday, in fact, in one channel, I received a question. The reporter was telling that Mr. Vijay has started now, and the anchor was asking, so he will reach within 1 hour. Then the reporter said, no, from flight from Chennai will take 2.5 hours. Then they asked me, what is your opinion? I said, even if I go or you go, the flight will reach in 2.5 hours. See, I'm telling you, this is how this Vijay episode, this particular
Vijay can't
Jana
travel
Nayagan
super
episode is
fast,
going.
you're saying. Supersonic.
No, this is how it goes, Veer Raghav. I am really, surprised. Why unnecessarily, particularly national media, is making a big hype about this Jana Nayagan. I totally, deny what.
No one's making a hype about
I
Jana Nayagan Narayan Tirupati. The problem is that the way the CBFC has refused permission for the film
No, I
to
will
be
tell you what.
released.
I'm
That's
coming
the
to
reason
point.
why the hype
No,
has happened.
no,
It may not. It looks like two possible
Veer Raghav.
conspiracy theories.
Veer
Narayan
Raghav,
Tirupati.
Veer
I'll
Raghav,
put
Veer
it
Raghav,
out
let
in
me
front of
finish.
you.
No,
You choose the one.
let me finish.
One is that the
let me
BJP
finish.
is forcing Vijay to be part of the NDA. The other is BJP wants to bolster Vijay because it believes that he has a better chance of taking on the DMK. Which one is true?
Veer Raghav, that is why I was trying to come to that point. I totally deny what Mr. Radhakrishnan said. I was a member of CBFC for more than 3 years, in fact 4 years. And there were several movies which were given A, which they don't accept. A lot of movies went to review committee. So many movies did not even come to the screen. Please understand, this is not new. It happens throughout India because the CBFC acts on certain rules and regulations only. You cannot go beyond that. If we go beyond that, then always there are courts. In fact, recently one judge from Madras High Court reviewed one movie. Mr. Radhakrishnan is aware of that. So you can't say that only for this movie CBFC did like that, did like this. No, it is not so. And another one answer for you, Viragava. Is it not laughable? Is it not a mockery? I'm telling you. See, a party like BJP, the world's toughest, largest party, and we see one movie, and through this movie we blackmail them. You are trying to create a story. I think you people, the media people, can take a movie out of this. I'm really.
All right, okay. You're saying media is making a movie out of it, this Pongal. RK, you respond to it because I also have America Narayanan and Salem Dharanitharan of the DMK, America Narayanan of the Congress joining us in a bit. Salem Dharanitharan, America Narayanan, we have still not come to the Parasakthi part of the discussion, so we've touched upon it. At the moment, the discussions about the BJP and Jana Nayagan. RK, go ahead.
So, Veera, say if we are creating the story, there are so many fuss that we see. See, the CBFC had given a certificate, it's 16 plus.
No.
And then there is a member who complains to the chairman. I'm not sure.
Sir.
Has Narayanan ever complained to the chairman about the certification process itself? And then that person goes on, and then the movie is recalled by the chairman. Of course, he has the rights to do it, but then when has that happened before? One. Secondly, the Solicitor General of India, the second highest legal office in India, he doesn't have anything better to do than appear for a movie. And thirdly, if a single judge gives an order, we all broke the story. We were happy that the Jana Nayagan is hitting the screens. In about an hour, the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court takes up the matter and gives a stay. When has this happened before? And then the movie makers go to the Supreme Court. A caveat is in the Supreme Court by the CBFC. When was the last time a caveat was filed by the CBFC in the Supreme Court? And why is this entire drama? There is no national security issue involved here. There is no question of territorial integrity or anything being compromised in Jana Nayagan. I've spoken to the makers. I've spoken to people who are associated with the script and all of that. There are a few things here and there which, of course, like Parasakthi, is probably not, may not be palatable to the rulers of today, be it in Tamil Nadu or in Delhi. That's all it is. And this whole thing is political. I insist, we are not dreaming this up. The media is not creating it. Please allow the release of the movie. The more you...
Not political. So go ahead, Narayan Tirupati, respond to it, because then I'll broaden the discussion with America Narayanan and Salem Dharanitharan.
Once again, I differ with Mr. RK, my good friend, because again I'm telling you, if there are a lot of presidences, but if there is no presidents, keep this as presidents, Mr. Radhakrishnan. Because it is definitely, I'm telling you, see, when you can challenge a government authority, obviously they will also go. They have as you rightly said, that they have the right. And it is wrong to say that the certificate has been issued. The certificate was not issued. Please understand. If the certificate had been issued, it's a different story. In fact, I have
Sorry,
spoken to all
recommendation.
people.
Recommendation.
You have spoken.
Certificate be
Sir,
ever
one
issued
second,
is
one
the
second, one
question.
second, one
UA
second.
certificate.
Sir, Mr. Radha,
Recommendation was UA certificate.
no,
That's all.
sir. No, sir. They have not
Yes,
issued
yes.
the certificate. Till the certificate is issued, the RO, the regional officer, and also the chairman has got the. See, I have gone through the entire rules and regulations last because I served there. So it operates only on rules and regulations. Maybe, as you say, maybe during the show, some here or there ideological problems used to happen. I don't deny that. But that is also, we never see. For example, I will tell you what. In a very big Heroes movie, that too was when it was a Pongal release before 4 years. There was a word starting war. 43 times the hero said this. 43 times. Okay, so we opposed it. We opposed it. They never budged. In the OTT, they released that with the same words. I'm telling you, Mr. Radhakrishnan, please don't bat for the movies alone. There are a lot of problems with the movies also. We need to understand.
No,
And also, there are some directions and some guidelines which we have to follow. If they don't follow and they challenge.
All right, okay,
the
you both
TVFC
made
has
your
got the right
point.
to do it.
Let me broaden this discussion because I want to also understand the political context of Rahul Gandhi's backing, in a sense, for Jana Nayagan, which is stuck before the CBFC, the accusation he's made at the center. He has made accusations at the center in the past as well and has backed for Mersal as well earlier, another Vijay film. But Amerikai Narayanan, perhaps on my show after many, many years. Welcome back. How are you doing? And what's your sense? Why is Rahul Gandhi backing Jana Nayagan? Before I get to Parasakthi, is that the reason? Is the Congress warming up to the TVK, trying to fish in troubled waters as you push bargaining power with the DMK?
First thing, it shows arrogance of Tirupati Narayanan and BJP to say, let this thing be a precedence. I think the power has gone to their head. That shows off in their words. So be it. As far as the politics and cinema has gone hand in hand everywhere, more so in Tamil Nadu. We all know that. So to say the people who are watching this show and people of Tamil Nadu know that politics and Tamil cinema has a significant role to play with each other. That's what is happening in Jana Nayagan. That's what is happening in Parasakthi also, where DMK is also playing a thing. But coming back to Jana Nayagan, whenever the right to speech and people in power abuse power, we stand up with it. That's what Rahul Gandhi has done. And if this does lead to alliance with TVK, I welcome that because I am for it if DMK does not share power. So the bottom line is, if you call it politics, so be it, because standing up against the power is a job that we need to do in the role of opposition, irrespective of who it is.
Let me quickly get a response to what you've said from Salem Dharanitharan. Salem Dharanitharan, this is not just one-off voice. He's not the official spokesperson of the Congress, Amerikai Narayanan, but the sense within the Congress is that this time they want the DMK to say that, look, we will share power not just in letter but in spirit and give them at least 40 seats. Is that what's playing out behind the scenes of this Parasakthi, Jana Nayagan politics that we are discussing this Pongal?
Yeah, I have told this in the past. I'll tell it more times. I'll tell it 1 crore times. What I say, the spokesperson speak does not matter. What the Congress spokesperson speak does not matter. Or what a Congress cadre says does not matter. What eventually matters is the Congress leadership, what they have to decide. Right? So the DMK High Command, the Congress High Command would set up a
Does
committee.
it worry you that the Congress's top leader, the decision-making leader of the Congress, Rahul Gandhi, has openly backed Jana Nayagan?
No, why? I backed Jana Nayagan. You know, I was in your show day before. I said this is wrong. My chief minister has backed that Jana Nayagan ban is wrong. So anyone who is for democracy would definitely back Jana Nayagan and say what the censor board is doing is wrong. Until and unless we have BJP, a party that does not believe in democracy. See, I don't blame the BJP also. They are open. That they don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in freedom of speech. We have seen during the UPI era, the Prime Minister, then the leader of the Congress, Sonia Gandhi, were openly mocked in different events. So that is the freedom of speech that should be allowed in any democratic country. So why should I have a problem? In fact, Vijay as a politician, whenever he makes criticism against the DMK, I will oppose it. Right? He has an ideology to attack the DMK for some God foreseen reason, which I don't know. We will definitely attack that because that is wrong. But he is a citizen of India. He is an inhabitant of Tamil Nadu. His rights are being curtailed. His freedom of speech is being curtailed. Of course, my chief minister and my party and spokesperson like me will give voice, and we will continue to keep giving voice. My chief minister categories like ED, CBI, and income tax. Censor board has also become an arm of the BJP party. In fact, even Parasakthi movie had number of cuts. Why should there be cuts? Freedom of speech is very important. Until and unless
ally wants some sections of your ally. The Congress wants more cuts. But let me get R.K. Radhakrishnan quickly to respond to what you're saying. No, go ahead, sir.
So, in this day and age, until and unless a movie or any article would threaten to destroy the unity of the country or will promote communal violence between two groups, nothing should be banned or cut. So this is preposterous to me. At this today's 21st century, after so many years of democracy, we are talking about movie will be released or not. That too, kind of movies Vijay makes is completely.
Okay, that's a fair point you're making. Let me get R.K. Radhakrishnan. R.K., very briefly before I let you go, what's the sense you're picking up as far as the DMK Congress equation is concerned? One would argue, old-time observers of Tamil Nadu, R.K. would argue that we've not seen the Congress, or at least sections of the Congress, so openly assert itself. In fact, the last time we had an election, assembly election in 2021, you even had the TNCC president holding a press conference, being in tears, saying that we need more seats. But you've not seen this kind of an assertion from sections of the Congress. What is the sense you are picking up?
Absolutely. Veera, these two movies and Vijay's entry has actually opened up the field. There are far too many balls up in the air, and it's up to anybody to grab those. And that is the reality of Tamil Nadu today. Is TVK gaining traction in Tamil Nadu? Of course, when you block a movie like this, there is a sentiment in Tamil Nadu against the BJP and for the TVK. The point is that it is not that Vijay's movie is a great watchable movie. Most of his movies are truly unwatchable, I can tell you that. But the point is that when you prevent a movie from being released, there is a problem. If Parasakthi was also
a disclaimer on that
had the same amount of trouble, there would have been a traction towards the DMK as well. That is the reality of today. Definitely, before 9th, TVK would have been, say, 8% of the votes or 9% of the votes. I am trying to tell you that it has definitely 100% gone up, and those votes are from people who really believe that the BJP is doing good for Tamil Nadu and good for India. Those are the people who are turning. Tamil people do not like this thing of being, subjugation or suppression and all of that. Why was Prabhakaran, LTT chief, hailed in Tamil Nadu? Only reason, he stood up. That is the only reason he was. It is not like, people of Tamil Nadu are not for separatism. They will not back what Prabhakaran stood for. But the point happens to be that he stood up against an imperial power, the Sinhala government, and that is why people of Tamil Nadu like him. And that is exactly what is happening here. If you are going to create more trouble for Jana Nayagan, it will end up very, very badly for the BJP, despite the fact that the BJP is doing a lot of good things for Tamil Nadu.
All right, you're making a deeper political observation about the psyche as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. Let me go back to America and Narayanan. Let's focus on your objections as far as Parasakthi is concerned. Do you believe that the film holds the Congress in poor light? And when such a film that's backed by the DMK is released, do you believe that increases pressure between the allies, the Congress and the DMK, who've been allies for 2 decades?
Absolutely. I think, initially, I said the history needs to be told. There's nothing wrong about telling the history. But this movie, Parasakthi, is full of misrepresentation of fact, and the timing, which has been released and which is very closely connected to the DMK family, I think it's a harakiri that DMK is committing, releasing this movie at this time, trying to push Congress and Congress leaders, including Indira Gandhi, Kamaraj, depicting his picture, and Lal Bahadur Shastri. The first thing, there are several factual wrong things in this movie, which has been highlighted. Never nowhere in the history, including the DMK people, have said there are 200 people who have been killed. And there has not been a massacre. If it has been, there's no FIR. And DMK came to power after that. They have not done any commission of inquiry. This is intentionally done to create a bad feeling, because in Tamil Nadu, movie does have an impact. And to say that they have a freedom, yes, based on facts, the facts has been exaggerated. I'm not saying there has not been a firing, there has not been a killing. We believe in freedom, but freedom with responsibility. This movie requires banning. Now, BJP also wants it happening because they are in the censor board. And
no, but America Narayanan, the problem is that when you're saying banning, you're again going against freedom of speech and expression. I don't think anyone, even within the official Congress, would demand a ban. Perhaps cuts may be an arguable point of view. Let me get Salem Dharanitharan to respond to it. Hang on, I've seen the movie as well.
I am not saying that. I'm saying they need to cut those things and correct it. BJP has intentionally let it go.
Salem Dharanitharan, respond to what America Narayanan is saying.
This is a free world, democratic country. People can have different views and viewpoints. One person would like a movie, one person would not like a movie, one person would hate the movie, one person wanted banned, one person wanted to be showcased to everyone across the planet. Who am I to comment on individual viewpoints? If it is a party viewpoint, I may have to make a comment, but otherwise there's no need for me to give comment on individual view. Having said that, see, you are Veera Raghav, you are my friend. Narayan Tirupati is my friend. RK is a very good friend. So do I control what they speak? No, they are friends. Similarly, in the film industry, anyone and everyone is a friend of somebody. Because you think that they are known, the producers are known to the DCM, but the fact of the matter is that DCM knows everyone in the film industry because it's formerly a movie actor. So that doesn't mean any movie and every movie that comes. Then if that doesn't go along with one individual, that doesn't mean that the party can be made responsible. It is promoted by a private individual who has released this movie, and it's a movie. It's not a documentary. Nothing was documented to have historical facts, right? The movie, if you had looked, it pits as one hero, there's one villain, and police officer is a villain, and hero is an individual. In fact, there is no DMK also involved in the movie. To be clear, maybe one because it was a period film. And that point of time,
there is an overt reference to both Anna. There is an overt reference to Karunanidhi. There's an overt reference to Indira Gandhi. There's an overt reference to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. There's an overt reference to the Congress chief minister of that time. Just because you say fictional, does it give you cinematic license to distort or perhaps not be true to facts? That's another question that I need to raise while we discuss.
No, I did not promote. I did not.
Hang on there, Salem Dharanitharan. I'm going to keep this discussion going. Hang on, all of you. While we discuss the politics of Parasakthi, there's a more cinematic question that I just raised. Does Parasakthi distort facts of the anti-Hindi agitation of the 1960s? It's a serious debate, and my colleague Lata Srinivasan, entertainment consultant with NDTV, had spoken to Sudha Kongara, the director of the film, and this is what Sudha had to say. Listen in.
Congratulations on the film. How do you feel now that the film is finally released? Are you happy with the reception?
I'm very, very happy with the reception. And I'm very, very happy that the film released. So both the things are like giving me immense happiness.
Okay.
Because I think it's a democratic voice and it's a democracy. And this voice coming out is very, very important to me. It could have been stifled. It wasn't. So I'm grateful that the film is out there for everybody to see. And what I wanted to say in the film was, this happened in the 60s. It should never happen again. There was a genocide. Be aware of it. The message that I wanted to put forth, it has gone through. It doesn't matter if it was said in a commercial format, it was said with a bit of sugarcoating. Doesn't matter. The message is out there. The message has reached people. I love that.
Now, the Congress party has made certain allegations that the story is not historically true and they dispute certain facts, like firstly that, the money order challan was never given in Hindi in the post office, number one. Number two, Indira Gandhi did not come to Coimbatore. Number three, Kamaraja's picture, which you show in the end and talk about the death of 200 people.
Kamaraja's picture? I have not shown any.
There's a series of photos in the end which come. Right? right?
That's not Kamrajar at all.
Okay. They are alleging that these events did not take place.
Yeah. So, first of all, we have a disclaimer which is read out in English as well as Hindi, saying that we do not claim to be historically accurate. Do not take this as a historical lesson, as a history lesson, or as a documentary. When I do a documentary, I will let you know. And this is not that. This is a fictionalized, cinematized, dramatized version of certain events that inspired me to talk about. And please do not take them as facts. And in fact, even in those particular scenes that they're talking about, we have a disclaimer saying that fictionalized. It is cinematized, you know. So, I mean, yeah. And many things that they say haven't happened, have happened. And there is research, and there is proof for that. And I think one journalist today was telling me about how he had countered this thing, and he had researched the whole night, and he said everything that I have said is very much true. And Mrs. Gandhi did come down against protocol. She did come down. She wanted to see what was happening in the state, and we have proof of that.
That's the director of the film. We were having a heated political discussion. Let's also bring in the cinematic angle to it. How much does cinematic license allow you in terms of narration to perhaps distort facts, and in a polarized environment, is it ever possible to get it right? Now, America and Narayanan, the fact is that if the same thing had been a right-wing movie, you would have been arguing differently, because I now have Kasturi Shankar as well as Tara Deshpande joining us. Since we were having this conversation before, very briefly, since you're opposing the movie, respond to that.
Congress and I are not afraid of history. Congress is asking only one thing: do not turn lies into cinema and call it a truth. Show the protest, no problem. Show the anger, there's no problem. But do not write fake massacre and pin them down on our leaders. The DMK leader who's...
You would argue the same thing other way. Narayan Tirupati, just respond to that very
briefly. Will he stand up for when they arrested Sautu Shankar? That's a question.
Veeragan, as far as I am concerned, we should, in the censor board, CBFC, we should see the movies only as movies. And if any history is disturbed, yes, we have to check that, and we should say it is wrong. So in my 4 years of experience in CBFC, I have done that. But if the Congress is opposing this, I can say something about Parasakthi. They should have added this particular movie. They should have added this. It was Mr. Rajaji in 1930s who wanted Hindi as a compulsory language. It should be learnt because this language will unite India's freedom struggle. But it was the same Rajaji in 1960s, 65 agitation. Rajaji supported DMK, and he said that, no, we should not compel Hindi. But at the same time, it was Mr. E.V. Ramaswamy who supported the anti-Hindi agitation in 1930s. But whereas in 1965, Mr. E.V. Ramaswamy, supporting Congress, said that shoot these people who are against the Hindi agitation. This is what Mr. E.V. said, and this is not there in Parasakthi movie. Why it is not there? Why Congress is not asking that? That is what my question is. Why you are politicizing?
It's not entirely factual. It doesn't narrate the whole thing.
It is a fact
of the Congress will be unhappy, is what Narayan Tirupati is saying. America and Narayan are already expressing his displeasure. Go ahead.
Ivera said that we should shoot people.
Both of them speak. Let Dharanidharan speak.
The chief minister was asked to shoot those who agitate against the Hindi. That is what Ivera said. I have got the Dravidar Kadagam books with me, which clearly says that Ivera was against the DMK.
America and Narayanan, it's perhaps a difficult portion of history for the Congress. Go ahead, Selam Dharanidharan, and respond before I get Tara and Kasturi.
No, you were asking me a question. I couldn't hear because they were speaking over you. So I couldn't hear your question. What was your question? You were asking me something. And then when you asked me the question, they both were speaking over each other.
No. My question's very specifically that the kind of reaction that sections of the Congress have had to Parasakthi, does this turn into a political sort of friction between the DMK and the Congress? What's your sense of it?
I don't think this question warrants any merit simply because sections of the Congress, what is a section of a Congress, right? Congress has about 10 crore workers, DMK has about 1 crore members. So what one says does not matter. What are the spokespersons saying? That matters. What is the official line of the party? That matters. Again, it is a movie produced by somebody. It is an entertainment movie. There's a disclaimer saying this is not 100% historically accurate. So anything can be made as a movie. But what does the movie actually depict? There was a struggle against Hindi imposition across the country. This started in Tamil Nadu, and because of the protests in Tamil Nadu, Hindi was not imposed as a linked language across the country. We have two languages now, of two official languages, Hindi and English continues to be used as a link language. That is because of the protests that happened in Tamil Nadu, and we say that we are not against Hindi, or we are not against the people of states where they speak Hindi as a mother tongue. We are only against imposition, and we also showcase that how people from other states, not me in the movie, are showcased how people of other states were also involved in the protest. That is the message here. The rest is history. In fact, Congress itself today has come up and changed its stance the last 30-40 years, saying that we respect federalism. They were in a coalition government with us. Now even the Rahul Gandhi's open stand is more federalism means more unity, because more diversity means more unity, more uniformity means only destruction of country, which is the Congress line now. Why is that? We want to go into the past. But the movie message is only for the BJP, which is trying to unite, which is trying to divide the country in name of uniformity. So that is the discussion that it should be.
In a sense,
not about the past. I don't.
In a sense, the movie sort of re-emphasizes the need for two-language policy. How all this comes up. America and Narayanan very briefly respond to that. Just because you don't like the movie and you have objections to it, you are demanding cuts. It's not about the facts or the portrayal overall.
Anybody who follows me in my tweet, I have clearly said movie is a movie, and I stand up for freedom of speech, unlike selective standing that DMK has done in Sauku Shankar's case. But coming back on the movie, I think we don't have any objection in the movie, but factual misstatement, massacre shown of 200 people, that should be taken out. Number two, timing of the movie and showing our leaders, you don't have to show it. See, movie creates an impression. Now, even before this, factually, 1963, the Language Act was brought in by our Prime Minister Nehru, who made the official language English also will continue. Now, subsequently, the student movement then came. DMK has taken advantage of that and has come to power. No question about it. That's part of the history. So you need to show history, but don't exaggerate and pin it on Congress, Kamraj, Indira Gandhi and Lal Bahadur Shastri.
All right, you made a point very important there. Tara Deshpande and Kasturi Shankar, glad that you could join in. There was a heated political exchange, but does having cinematic license and the fact that you say it's fiction based on true events allow you the liberty to perhaps distort facts, and does cinema do that sometimes when recreating historic moments that can feed present day political narratives? Tara Deshpande, first to you.
Well, facts are always facts, they're gold. You can't change facts to suit your narrative. But if you have an opinion on a fact, you can use your opinion to describe an event. Now, that's a very nuanced approach, and you have to eventually prove yourself if you're taken to court for, slander, or you're taken to court for creating unrest or whatever the law under which you are sued. Facts, in fact, when you are narrating a political event, that is about language, which is very, very contentious in India. It's always been like that. Our states were divided on a linguistic basis. In fact, the Portuguese, for instance, when they forced Konkani as a language they forced people not to speak Konkani. There were more than 300 rebellions, and eventually people were very happy to see them go because people are very attached to their language. So if you're going to make a film that's about something that is so egregious and so difficult, then I think facts need to be your friend. But again, your opinion on those facts can be your own, and that's something that I think you can fight for under...
Kasturi Shankar, last word to you.
Well, it's unfortunate that I get the last word, which means I get the least amount of time to talk. So I'll try to make this really quick. Number one, a lot of people expressing the sentiment that a movie is a movie. No, at least not in Tamil Nadu. From 1969, the movies have not been the movies. The movies have been the vehicle of every single chief minister, except for OPS and EPS, but that doesn't count. So it has literally been the deciding factor in power in Tamil Nadu. So movies in Tamil Nadu are what decide politics. So number one, that. So you have to understand the gravity of the situation. Take movies seriously in Tamil Nadu. Number two, DMK and its ecosystem, especially they have made many movies to further their political agenda. They have made many movies that can arguably be called propaganda movies, and they have worked. This one also, this Parasakthi also, as was the original Parasakthi, intended to be a vehicle timed for the election in 2026. 3, Sudha Kongra.
Okay.
She has a history of misrepresenting facts. She has, her previous movie in Tamil, Surarai Potra, talks about Deccan Airlines Gopinath, changes his caste, changes his background, changes the villain. The villain is very maliciously portrayed as a Brahmin when Mr. Gopinath himself was a Brahmin and there was no villain, so to speak. And that is happening in Parasakthi as well.
All right, you're making a strong accusation on the director and the film, but ultimately some would argue that the film and the theme, when you're touching a political theme, you are expecting kind of blowback of this nature. But thanks very much there, Kasturi. I'm sorry that we have to wrap this discussion.